So here we are in the Age of Mythology, just about ready to start. I went through the setup phase, and we'll see all of the counters were actually taken. The Egyptians, who went first, have a specialty in gold. They have 4 gold, but they also have 4 food. They're pretty strong, and they have 1 wood and 1 religion or favor. The Norse, not so strong actually. They only had 2 gold and 2 food, 2 religious favor. That's not all that helpful. It only helps a couple of things. Now, market's kind of cool because it allows you to get rid of the cost of trading. So that may be where they're heading. But they have kind of a specialty in wood, 2 wood. However, the Greeks have 3 wood to begin with, 3 favor, 1 food, no gold. They were unable to draw gold. Basically, all the gold that was left when it got to them was in the desert. They didn't want to take a single piece when they had a double, but now they're left with a pretty important lack in terms of gold. You need gold for anything except a house. So they're going to have to go towards a trading environment now. When they do, you'll see a market's an expensive thing in terms of gold. We'll see how this works out. They may not want to produce a lot of goods with their own card because of this. We'll see. All right. Well, get to play these two. I'm not ready to do that yet, but well, maybe I can put some thought in. So, how does he feel? Gold is good towards defensive things, towards buildings. He's going to put it on most buildings. The Norse, they're looking at a bunch of stuff. Militarily, are they likely to be at an advantage in the near future? I don't know. How much do troops cost? Troops cost, well, it depends on the troops. But they've got something that they can build with what they have. They've got a couple of somethings they can build. Not really weak. I think they're going to go for a largest army. Don't want to commit yet to that. And then wood, favor. They're not sure they can win battles either particularly, so they're going to put on the wonder just to spread out the end of game victory point options. And now, if I can find myself a spare die to just mark who's up with what, I'll put this here and try to remember where I am for tomorrow. Okay, so I made a mistake when I went over the overview of the rules, or at least in my own head. I don't know if I completely mistook it myself. But the only actions that appears other players get a chance to do is the explore and gather. The others build, trade, recruit, attack, obviously, next stage. Those are only the player who draws the card. Rules aren't ambiguous about it, it's just they're kind of unpleasant to read. I've given everybody their cards now. A couple of players took 2 random cards each. The Norse only took 1. We're going to start with the Egyptians. And I'm not sure. No, they got a pile of cards. Not sure what they want to do. Got a couple of build cards, a big attack card. They would like to keep, probably. I don't know. Oh, this is, I guess, a god power you could enact for that cost. Let's look at the others. The Explore, draw one more tile than the number of players. They wanted to do that. I think they'll play the Explore. And that means we shake the bag. 4 tiles come out, and I believe they get the first pick. And what do they want? Well, the best is this. In terms of total, they get plenty of food, they get plenty of gold. They're just going to take the double god, double bonus there, and say that's good. And they've played this. This is one of their permanents, so it goes back with the rest of their permanents. And we'll go to the Norse and see what they gained. They got a big attack card. Oh, well, they want to draw things that'll help them. They're probably going to do a gather at some point, but they do want to do a build. They have a desire for, what is it? House type stuff, wood and food. Now they could take food in a swamp. They don't have any swamps open. They have a hill that has food, and they could take gold. They'll go with the hill, even though it's their last hill. They do want to get something on the board sometime soon. And finally, we got these guys. They've also taken an Explore, they've taken a Build. What did they get as their bonus? They gotta gather all resources. That's kind of nice. Okay, what are they gonna take? Well, they weren't planning on that. They were planning on a Build. Presumably, they want to get a house in play, I guess. They want to try to fill what they can, so they'll draw, I don't know, do they want, they're low on food, but they only have 1 swamp left, and they're low on gold as well. Hard call, they'll take the gold. This extra tile goes in the discard pile. Back in the bag, essentially. Okay, and that was green's turn. Now we go over to the Norse, and they could pick a gather and take, yeah, they're going to do a gather, and they're going to do it on hills. This is a permanent, and this means everybody gets hills, but they get their first. Oh, they may not want to do that first. They wanted to do a build first. Yeah, they're going to do their build first. And they were going to build a house, which gives them 2 of each. They get themselves a house, and they get a bonus villager. And I think this may be their villagers. It's really hard to tell. Well, it's one of these. I don't know which. I'm going to assume it's this, since that's what everybody else seems to have. I'll give them a villager, and they get to. They don't get to place it until a gather is played by them. And then we go over to the Egyptians, and they also are going to play a build. It's a build 1 as well, one of their permanents, and they will also build a house and get a villager. And let's see, this looks like probably their villagers. I can't be sure of anything here, but that's what we got. Alright, now because villagers are kind of different, I'm going to put them over with the resources. They can't be used in war at all. And I'll continue a little bit and come back. I'm not sure, maybe. So this guy has he has a bunch of build ability. Now, he wanted to build something in particular. He wanted to build a wood workshop, but that would cost him 3 gold and 2 green. He could also build a house playing this card. This is one of his randoms, which means it's placed face up under the deck. Discard pile, whatever. And what are we building? We're going to build a woodwork shop for 3 gold and 2 green. And that will allow him to get additional wood. I think it's only when he draws a gather. And then, well, I forgot the... No, I did not. And he'll build a house as well. Houses seem like a good idea at this point because they improve your total production. That was his 2-point build, and he's done. We go over to the Norse. They want to do their gather now, and we were going to do that by terrain. What did we want to hit? We wanted to hit hills, and I had a desire for both wood and food. I produce less wood than food, so they're in the hills. I will be getting 2 gold, 2 wood, and a food. And that'll be his regular card. And now everybody else gathers in the hills as well. He gets a food and some favor. And he has a wood and 2 gold. Okay. So that's the Norse turn. Now we go to the Egyptians, and I do believe that they're going to play an Explorer card. Draw one more time. Oh no, this isn't the Egyptians, is it? Yeah, it is. Who are these then? Whoa! Oh no, I've got the wrong people in the wrong thing. These are the Greeks. These are the Egyptians. I've got them on the wrong tiles. Shit. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll move them and switch them. Okay, so I did my best to try to recover from that. Luckily, it was early in the game. We did the Explorer and everybody picked something up. I can't remember what. God, life's a stress right now. I think they picked up 2 food and a fertile. They picked up, a wood in the mountain, and they picked up 2 more religious favor. So now we're on the 3rd time around. And my options are build or gather. I want to do a gather all resources. Seems like a good idea. I get to move my dude. And I've got a shortage of wood. So I want to produce more wood. I get 3 gold, 4 favor, 4 food, and what the hell, 2 wood. I missed a favor up here. Now the Norse get to draw theirs. I don't think they get their dude. Gotta look that up. Gathering. Yeah, I'm not sure. Each villager positioned on a tile gives 1 additional. The player who played may reposition their gatherers. Each villager gives the player, but when a gather is called, all player gathers. All players get that. The player who plays the gather gains 3. You can choose the type. They can reposition and they gather first. So I'm guessing you get your villager bonus no matter what. You just can't reposition them. So, he'll be getting 3 food. How much gold? 2 gold. Favor, 2 of that. And wood, 1, 2, 3, 4 of that. And finally we go over here, and he hasn't gotten a chance to position his people yet. So he gets 3 food, 3 wood, 3 favor, and a great sum of 1 gold. This is a special, so it goes under here. We go to the Norse, they get their last play. And they may either attack or recruit. They don't want to attack, obviously, so they'll play the recruit card. They get to produce 2 of their dudes. And the costs are listed up here. They had a desire, I believe, to build a frost giant, which costs 4 green and 2 favor, but they can build 1 more unit. Now I gotta find a frost giant. I guess this is probably it. It's hard to tell, but that looks pretty frosty and gianty. Now I have lots and lots of wood and gold. Let's use some of that. Oh, that's not the pile I want. Let's look for what uses wood and gold. And I would prefer to build something cool, but there doesn't seem to be anything cool that uses those. Troll uses wood and green, that's no good. I don't want to use my green if I can help it, but it looks like I gotta do that for something anyway. This is a gold and 3 favor. I could just buy myself another Huskarl. They're pretty good, I guess. I don't know. Or I could get something cheap. But everything uses food except for this, which looks like a good choice. Okay, let's build this. It's a mythic flyer. I think it's this thing. And that costs me 1 blue and 4 gold. And you can see, I don't know what I got here. Pile of cards. Let's do the last action for the turn, and then I'll be doing things less. I got 2 ugly cards in my hand, basically, because I did random. I'm going to want to trade, but I have no clue what I want to produce and what I don't. I'm short on some things. So I got to figure that out. I'll just come back for the next turn, probably at the end of it. This one's going to get wrapped, though. I'm not too thrilled with how this plays solo, to tell you the truth. Okay, so they indeed did a trade. This is a random card, so it goes to the bottom of their deck. Chances are they won't see it again this game. At least that's what the rules tell me. They traded a bunch of their blues for some browns and greens. They had to pay a single one as a cost, which isn't too bad a price. Alright, now we make the decision on, do you want to keep this? Do you want to keep that? Well, it's a permanent card. No reason. I can always redraw it. This one looks like a good card. I think I want to hold this and go War Bunny. I built up big and got a bonus off this. Likewise here, I can have up to 8 units against 6. I'm going to hold this. I think fighting is cool. Now, this moves over to the Norse player, and we start the whole process again, starting with selecting victory points. Now I am going to actually wrap this up and send it at this point.